Do you have something to say? Then you need to start a podcast today. Now, to do a podcast, what you're going to need is you're going to need a good hosting service. And the one I use and the one I recommend is Buzzsprout. Now, Buzzsprout has a lot of features, but the best part about Buzzsprout is if you really just want to dip your toes in to starting a podcast, it's completely free. However, if you're willing to go all in and go full hog, go to the bottom of my show notes here, use my link, and start an account. So not only, if you start an account using my link, not only will you have access to all of Buzzsprout's features and everything like that, you will also receive a $20 Amazon gift card as a special thank you for joining. After your, second month, you'll get it. Now, like I said, it has a lot of things. Especially if you start an account using my link, you get indefinite hosting. So every episode that you put up it's just there forever. They will keep it up for you. Multiple platform support. So that means that Buzzsprout lets you link to pretty much every podcasting platform, be it iTunes, Pandora, TuneIn, and just a whole plethora of other ones. You obviously have to do the work yourself and submit, but, I mean, again, it's easy. It's just a click of a button and a little bit of downtime. Let's see, what else do they have? They have a lot of choices for monetization, be it affiliate programs, such as this one you're listening to right now, actually. And also many different, and links to different sponsors and different sponsor services that you can join to, try and get monetized that way. And the big thing that they have is they also now offer the Magic Mastering service, which is, what that does is it automatically fixes the levels in your audio, so it'll kind of tune out like background buzzing noise. And if if you have more than one person on your podcast, it'll try to even out the volume between the two different people, especially if one's louder than the other. It'll automatically do that. And then all you really have to do is choose your subscription level based on how much content you think you're going to be putting out every month. You can go be safe like I am and go high, or, you can go low, and if you go over the amount of time, it's just a little bit extra. Nothing big. Now, unless you're a complete coding wizard, making the content is, in a way, it's both the hard part and it's the easy part, because obviously you got to have something good to say. No, you don't really. But unless you're a coding genius, actually uploading a podcast somewhere is a massive pain in the ass, and really it's, not even so much that, it's just like, how do I do it, right? Whenever I first started this podcast, I tried submitting to iTunes, and you go to the submission page, it's literally just a blank page and a field that says, what's your RSS feed? I don't know what the fucking RSS feed is. Buzzsprout, however, takes all that uncertainty away. Like I said, you just go to all the different platforms you want once you have your stuff uploaded and submitted, and just hit submit. And you just have to copy and paste and it gives you an RSS feed. It makes it for you automatically, so you have that. You can copy and paste that whenever you need to submit anywhere. And yeah, Buzzsprout makes everything easy. Buzzsprout I would say it's your number one resource for podcasting. So if you want to start your own podcast, go down to the show, go to the bottom of the show notes here, use my link, get your podcast up, get your Amazon gift card, and get your heart out there. Now, enjoy this show. It's a Thanksgiving episode. What's up, Closeteers? Once again, same old shit. But not really, because we're going up a number. We're at number 35 now. Welcome to the 35th episode of the Jankity Ass Podcast. Hope you've been enjoying it so far. Hope you're enjoying our my little ad spots, and, check it out. Hopefully I'll be getting more one of these days. No, we'll figure it out. We want the jank to be big. We want the podcast to be big, and that's all up to you guys, mostly. I can make the content, but I can't make you like it, Anyways, tonight we're going to start off as always, pretty much almost always, new tab hour entry. This is the Hand Over Heart Schwarzbier Black Lager. Ooh, shit, that'll be interesting. Made by the Connecticut Valley Brewing Company. I would assume they are in, South Windsor, Connecticut. And this beer is part of the Black Ale Project, which is, what is this? A craft beer initiative to raise money and awareness on behalf of U.S. war veterans. Okay, so this beer is part of a good cause then. Let's see. Funds donated directly by the brewery to a veteran charity of the brewery's own choosing. So, there we go. I gave a little money to the veterans. Probably just $1, but, $1 helps. Well, not to get political, but, actually, not to derail my own show, but we should probably pour this damn thing already. Actually, let's first see. Well, it definitely tastes good. Tastes like a lager. It's a little bit maltier than normal, or a little stoutier, I should say. It is called Black Lager. I can already see it's like a nice dark coffee color. So, we got our horn, as always. Let's see that pour. Oh, yeah. Black Lager indeed. You guys can't see it that well yet, but it's coming up right now. It literally looks like coffee. Or Coke. Coming out, depending on your what you like. Black Lager. What was I going to say? Oh, yes, veterans. Not to get political, but I think there's three. I guess I realize now when it comes to politics, as I'm getting into it in my adult age, there are three issues that are matter to me that I think, it's not that they matter to me. These are the three issues that you need to work on, that we need to work on as a country first, and that will kind of trickle down and make everything better. Not that trickle down has a good track record, but it's the building blocks, right? And I base this on kind of two ideas of what you need to do. One, you need to have politically as a country, we need to have a long-term, or an issue that we focus on that provides a long-term benefit to basically provide like a foundation for, change and improvement. And then two, we also need to focus on issues that are like the most egregious against our own people. So, with that being said, the three issues that I focus on when it comes to anything that's political, are, as far as the short term, immediate, egregious, that's homelessness and veteran care, both which are have been having a lot of problems, especially the homelessness now with with the pandemic. And the reason that those are the most egregious is because these are a group of people that, or a couple groups of people that really need the care the most right now. Also, the veteran part. Well, on the veteran part, because problems in veteran care generally lead to suicide or homelessness. When these people could just, have better care and then be able to, provide and be a part of the community as they would want to, as opposed to not being able to. Since that's also what they had originally done. They were in the military and they were doing their part, and then they come back and it's like, how do you I guess you have a lot of veterans who just can't you can't find your way, and then you're also dealing with whatever PTSD, and or maybe turn to drugs to help with that. And so that's where those problems are. And then of course homelessness, whenever you saw that, you directly affect homelessness and suicide, and also disease prevention and general cleanliness. It's an immediate effect. And again, it's people who could easily, it's kind of could easily be cared for in a way. Because, I guess they need everything. Anyway, so whatever you do is going to help. But, so those are the short-term immediate issues. The long-term issue that matters to me is, of course, education. We need to revamp and kind of bring back a lot of stuff, especially history related, and also get away from test-driven education. Because I think, if I remember right, apparently, studies show that just having a program that revolves around test taking, kids don't really learn anything from that compared to something that's more innovative and interactive. And I kind of saw it whenever I was going through the education system myself. There was a lot of topics and things that I feel in a way could have been made more not digestible, but desirable to learn. And, I never really succeeded in school until, I kind of went back later. And this was with college and stuff, and earned my master's, but I was taking, and even just getting into, my upper class classes when I first went to college. Once I got to stuff that I wanted to do and was more presented in the way that I liked, it got easy. In some cases it was too late, but the point still stands. Okay, going back to this beer. Hand over heart. It looks like coffee, and it has a bit of a coffee flavor to it as well, so sorry. I took a rip earlier. But, so yeah, I wasn't wrong in my analysis. That's good to know. And now going back to my other analysis. I don't remember exactly what I was saying, but the education for me is the long-term issue, goal that should be focused on, because I came to the realization that our controlling group in this country as a whole is really just like, well, they're either too stupid or too sociopathic to really know how to fix all the other problems that we have in our country. You know, be it from small things like the Flint water bullshit, which apparently the way they solved it is they literally just said, "Oh, you lied. We'll just build a new pipe that goes into a river." Something like that. I don't know. I heard it on another podcast. But, and then, you know, even to larger things like, you know, police brutality and stuff like that. The thing is we need people that are more educated and more, or not, well, not more educated. We need just more general education within the wider populace. Because that, I feel like that also helps build empathy as well in people, because it's easier whenever, especially if you are really able to learn critical thinking and critical thinking processes like the scientific method, it is easier for you to kind of process and, you know, somewhat understand another person's situation without having to live in their own shoes. And then this, of course, the more that you get to come across, you know, that builds your empathic muscle, right? Because it's not just about, like, you know, being a, that's a fucking emo. Empathy is to be able to understand the emotions of others, which you can't do if you're dumb as a box of rocks and the only book that you had in school was the Bible. Which that's an over-exaggeration, but there was a family that actually, I remember this was a story a few years back. They actually had their kids taken away by CPS, which they literally, they homeschooled their kids, but all they taught them was about the Bible. Like, these kids, I remember, I think the oldest one was like 11 or something like that, and didn't even know, like, basic addition. I remember because it was a thing on the news, and they were interviewing, like, the kids and stuff like that, and like, "Oh, so do you know what 2 + 2 is?" And kids like, nope, but I know Jesus is wonderful, yada yada yada. Like, that's not gonna help in the future. You would literally have worthless kids. Also, a good education will lead to people. This was another story I saw that was kind of similar. It was about a couple who, I guess their child got sick, and they decided, fuck, my throat's a little fucked up. They decided to use faith-based healing. Naturally, the kid died immediately after. Probably just gave out. It's like, oh, that shit ain't gonna work. That was gonna be a bit, but I mucked it up. But that's okay. So anyways, yeah, all that came from a beer. Education and homelessness. Support the veterans. And drink a black lager every once in a while. Why don't you? So, I didn't really do anything for Thanksgiving, which is fine. I mean, honestly, it's mostly because, you know, my family doesn't really, they don't really get together for holidays anymore, oddly enough. But, I mean, well, that and, you know, by the time I went to book my flight, I think going home for Christmas is like, what, $600 for a plane ticket, and then Thanksgiving was only like $400, but yeah, I don't know. I'm just going to go home in between the holidays. It was cheaper and easier, and, I don't have to deal with, stupid shit. And also, people aren't really flying at those points, so I don't know. Which is also good, because I know some airlines, I think like JetBlue, is either JetBlue or Southwest or something like that, which so I don't really have this problem, but I know there's some airlines that were saying that they're gonna, they're gonna get tired, apparently. But no, they were gonna do, well, yeah, they were gonna get, so a lot of airlines, they've been doing the thing where it's like every other seat is blocked off or empty or not booked or what have you, but some airlines were going to say like, oh, we're just going to do full seating during the holidays. Like, all right, I guess we're just going to ignore, what's going on in the world. No big deal. But since I'm taking a non-holiday flight, I don't have to deal with that shit. What I do have to deal with, I think I already said, is, now that we have more, we're back in lockdowns again here in California. Fun. But apparently, since the stuff I'm working is all either essential work or, in the case of my drive-through event, I guess it's like, apparently is exempt at the moment. It might change, but we'll see. That just means, and it also means that, my work got pushed up, at least on the weekends. Speaking of weekends, this is the first day that I got really any sleep, because, aside from having 3 shifts over 2 days, I'm also dog sitting over the weekend, which I had before, and she was less of a nightmare this time. The little Chihuahua, remember I talked about that one before? Well, she actually warmed up to me more this time. But the thing is over the weekend, I only have like 6 hours right now at the moment to, try and catch any sleep. And she just fucking whined the whole time, just, which that doesn't really help when you're trying to, get some sleep. But, I powered through it. And today's Monday, so I came out all right. And I also hit up the dispensary, which you saw me smoking a little bit earlier. Oh, I gotta put it away. Never mind. But I finally bought like actual flour for myself and tried that out, and it was a little better than I expected, because like the you get an eighth in like a little bag. Like this is a little Ziploc bag. Well, no, I'm not gonna dig it out. But you just kind of feel a little bit, and it didn't seem like a lot, but the whole bag was full of flour. So it's like, oh, I have plenty, right? I got decently fucked up off of just like, trimming a little off. And I think I still got some in the bowl too, so not bad. Not bad for $20, I should add. And I also bought another Endos, which last time I had the Bowl Assassin, and yes, I saw my thing fell. This time is the King Louis hybrid blunt, which they were saying this one's more sativa leaning hybrid, but it's still a hybrid. So you'll be seeing some of that later. It's all good times. Let's see, what else has been going on? Yeah, I don't know, Thanksgiving. Really, I don't even really care about Thanksgiving anymore. I care more about Black Friday than I do Thanksgiving, which I did go out and splurge. I know you guys saw my my nice little jacket there last weekend. I had thought about I had thought about getting a gi, because I've been kind of toying with the idea of maybe picking up jiu-jitsu a little bit here and there. But I mean, I don't know, because like at the same time, like that's not that's more for like fighting skill, but you're not really the what I really need to do is lose weight personally, and that's really, it's not what it's for. And then, well, I mean, I had thought again about picking it up, especially now that my back's pretty much better. I'm still having ankle problems. I'm kind of worried, because I'm worried that it might have been like, because my foot's still rotated inwards, and I'm worried that it was, hyper rotated, and I just like have stability issues now. Which if I'm wearing my brace, it's fine. But I mean, that just sucks, and obviously, you can't do that when you're on the mat or rolling or whatever. So I don't know, we'll see. And then of course, everything got shut down again, which most gyms weren't even open in the first place, not for a while, unless it's like outdoors. And of course, jiu-jitsu it's a close combat. You're literally cheek to cheek with each other. So I don't know. At least in California, it's going to be a while, so I just decided, I wasn't even going to go down that route, even though there were sales and stuff. And plus, I don't even know if my normal fight shop, I don't think they're even open right now. Well, they may be. So I don't know, I'll go look today. Actually, I'm going to go try and do a little bit of work after this. But, yeah, and like see at least what size I am, because with gis, they don't have like, medium, large, XL, double X, or whatever. It's literally A0 through like A5, and apparently you can get a 6 somehow, but it's like special order, and I don't know if like the ones I want, they even carry that. Plus I just want to get a gi because like it's kind of cool, but I don't want to be a poser. So that's my mindset there. So I know we got some articles this time around. So I'll go ahead and do that. First one is, Wall Street climbs to record as Biden transition begins. So the reason I thought this one was kind of interesting is because I know for whatever reason the stock market did end up going up whenever elected. And so of course everybody thought like, oh, Trump's amazing for the economy, even though it was really just the stock market was reacting to Obama policies that were finally coming into fruition. But of course, since it happens at the same time as the next president was coming in, people without an education, key word there, they just put they put two things together that don't belong together. And so it's interesting now because oh shit, you know what? I think I just proved the opposite of my argument. I guess I was gonna say I thought it was interesting because if Biden's coming in and Wall Street's going up more, then obviously Trump's not the market boomer that you thought he was. But maybe he is if following the same pattern, and then this is just Trump policies coming into play as Biden's coming in. So I don't know. I guess you could argue either way. Next up, this one's a nice one. Netflix removes Chappelle Show from service upon request from Dave Chappelle, who blasts Viacom CBS for licensing his show without paying him. Now, just talking about this might actually hurt me a little bit, but I'm not famous, so nobody's going to see it. But I did see there was an article. He released footage of a set that he did out at his boot camp in Ohio or whatever it is. And he was saying that apparently whenever he signed the contract for the Chappelle Show, it had a clause in there that basically stated they could use it in any way they see fit in perpetuity throughout the universe, because that's how contracts are. And so now, it was this month actually, they always play Chappelle Show on Comedy Central, right, who is owned by Viacom. And, it's always on their on-demand channels, no matter how shitty the TV is. But, so I guess they sold, or not sold, they gave the license for other services to start playing the Chappelle Show as well, including Netflix, which I remember, I don't have an article for it, but a few days before this article came out, that's when the Chappelle Show came out on Netflix. And apparently it's also on HBO Max, which I don't have, so I don't know about that. But the problem is that I guess the way it was released or not released, the way the license was given out, because of the initial contract, since Viacom has use of Chappelle's image, they don't have to pay Dave Chappelle as the artist, because he just doesn't have any rights over to the material. So that's the ground, that's the base. And what's nice about this article is because I guess he asked those services to, please don't use my material, even though legally there's no way for him to enforce this. But Netflix, who he'd already done a few specials with, they actually did it. They went with the moral road. So that is nice. And I've even worked some Netflix events in my work as security, and even now with my other job that I'm doing, the drive-through event thing that I was telling you about, without naming names. Let's move on from that. Okay. Flinching city leaders betray the call for real change. So this article I saw from one of my acquaintances that lives in Minneapolis, which is kind of where the epicenter of the whole police brutality conversation really started at the beginning this year. I mean, obviously it's been going on for who knows how long, hundreds of years, literally. But I guess the problem is that they kind of promised that they were going to do, change and reforms and, better allocate money that would normally just blow up police funds. But apparently they're backtracking on all of that. So, that sucks. It's the Midwest. It's kind of my land. Speaking of, next article, South Dakota governor refuses to mandate masks despite record-breaking coronavirus spike. Now, this one is my home state, and I'm going back there for a little bit, so I'm not too worried though. I'm pretty resilient when it comes to diseases and stuff. But yeah, I know I've said this before, but I think I remember seeing a stat that said, South Dakota has more cases than San Diego, with nowhere near as the population of San Diego, or something like that. But now there's also an interesting thing, because since I've saved this article, I've also seen info that apparently, well, some of this has to do with the fact that they're not actually, they're not giving out the number of deaths, like they were at the beginning of the. So now they've switched to just giving out the number of cases. So yes, those are fluctuating up and down, but apparently they're not really putting out the data for how many people are dying, which, if the death rate is still kind of staying the same or slowly going down, well, that would paint a very different picture. But the point being is that the Dakotas are one of the highest area of cases in the entire U.S. And, like I said, that's my home state, but at the same time, there's nothing, I can't really complain about it that much, because I left. I have, what do I have to say? Where's my stake in it? There isn't. We got a couple more. Now, this one's really interesting. So, as Trump's already, Biden's already won the votes, pretty much. I mean, there's still some court cases going on in the different states, because, of course, Trump just sued every state. Probably even in some of the ones that he won. But, what was he going to say? But yeah, he's still got, a few weeks left in which to do as much bullshit as he can possibly do. So this article is Tulsi Gabbard urges Donald Trump to pardon Edward Snowden and Julian Assange. Now this is interesting because, well, it could work, because Trump's definitely he's pardoned some controversial figures before, namely people that were part of his early cabinet and who got dinged for supposedly being part of Russian collusion. But yeah, Snowden and Assange, their things that they were already in hiding or exile, I guess, because they had revealed stuff during the Trump, or not Trump era, the Obama year administration, mainly pertaining to the NSA and stuff like that. So it would be interesting to see, because I could actually see Trump being like, you know what, I will pardon those guys, fuck you all. Which at the same time, I feel like it could be a good thing, but I don't know, because their crime was reporting on government that was on people. So it's kind of are they really bad guys? Or would this be a good thing if we let them come back? I think so, because really they're just a couple dorks. It's not like they're it's not like you're letting Bane back into the country or something like that. They're just a couple guys who are trying to do all right. And now for this last one, going back a little bit. The new Spawn movie is coming to HBO Max. So I know they've been actually, wait a minute. Oh wait, maybe this is the old Spawn movie. Okay, never mind. Well, no, not never mind, because I was under the, I heard I heard that they were starting the process of making a new Spawn movie. Which, the old one's a bit of a classic, but I mean, it's also, it was like early 90s, I think, so it's like parts of it look kind of cheap, especially all of the CGI stuff in the old Spawn movie, but it was also interesting too. But I guess it's the old one in this case is being put into HBO Max, which again is the one service that I don't have. And also kind of going back to the Chappelle thing, as I was saying, HBO also got the contract to put the Chappelle Show episodes on their own service, and they, unlike Netflix, did not remove the shows at Dave's request because they, don't care about artists, I guess, so much. But anyhow, so I'm going to take a rip again. Actually, I'll do it right now. So you can see I got my my new pipe, mainly because I got that the Ninja Turtles head here. That unlike, it was a little too big. It didn't fit into my other my smaller pipe that I had. Actually, I still have it. Anyways. Oh, fuck. Shit. That one burns. Alright, I'm out of here for now. I'm finally starting building my own computer system, or well, not a system, just a desktop, right? Just so I can do like all this editing and uploading and downloading and all that. But well, not so much that, but like encoding and processing videos and all that, just so I can do it faster. You know what I mean? And have more space, because I mean every time I do a project on here for y'all and for me, I gotta, clear out room, and that's kind of annoying. But, we're figuring it out. And of course, having the portable hard drive helps a lot, but even that's starting to fill up. I'm already like, the one I've got is, 5 terabytes, and it's already like a third full, so I gotta start eventually cleaning that out too. But we're getting there, and things are going good. So anyway, as always, thank you for watching, listening, tuning in, downloading the show. So if you like it, give me a like and subscribe, or subscribe depending on what you're using. Leave a comment, leave a rating, whether you're on YouTube or iTunes. Not just iTunes, anywhere else you get a podcast, check it out. If you are on YouTube, of course, like and subscribe. It's Multi-Murdy Media. Not only do you get my podcast here, but you also get my other playlist, the Poncho's Paint Booth, which is where I do hobbies and all that stuff, mostly painting. And, of course, the Gutsy Ass Gamer, which I have a couple playlists now. I've been doing Fallout 4 in survival mode, which is, it's coming along. You know, I'm still recording some more stuff. I do that through Twitch, which is Gutsy A Gamer on Twitch. I haven't gotten around to whatchamacallit, like pre-posting, pre-scheduling or whatever, or anything like that. But I will eventually. So I actually just started a second playlist with Mortal Kombat 11, which I picked up again after a while because they added some new characters in there. They brought back Melina, who is dead in the story. So, but this one's also like a weird going through time type of thing, so it doesn't really matter. So yeah, they brought back Melina. They brought back Rain, who's another ninja, but he's like a water warrior type of dude. And they added in Rambo, who I'm not entirely sold on that character. He's kind of he is a little hard to play because he's kind of slow and he doesn't have he doesn't have a lot of moves where you can take the character from like point A to point B faster than normal. But he does have, like, you can pick up an M16, that kind of shit, just like the movies. And apparently they used Stallone's voice in there as well, from what I understand. But, yeah, I don't know, it's there, so I got one video up like that, of that, and I even made, like, a nice little versus graphic, stuck my face in there, and some crazy kid shit. So I got that going, and eventually I will eventually probably start streaming online matches that I do, because I've done a few brackets in the past, and I did okay. But I'm also worried because my I haven't been having any connection issues recently, but I have had times where I was recording when I was playing Fallout, and the broadcast would just cut out, and I'd have to go back in. So every once in a while, I just get like really short videos on Twitch. But I mean, yeah, it's been doing better now. So hopefully that's just I'm hoping that's just a service thing, and not just because of the fact that I'm, picking up a signal through like 3 walls and a floor change. But no, we'll see. So yeah, continue checking those out. Multi-Murdy Media here on YouTube, Jankity Ass Podcast wherever you get your podcasts, and then of course also check out Multi-Murdy Media on Instagram and on Facebook. Like and subscribe there. And so you go or do them both. Actually, fuck it. You get all my all the updates to what I got coming out in all my different shows and channels or playlists and all that stuff. And well, yeah, if you go to the bottom of the show or down in the show notes here, you will see all my links, which just has like all the different websites that you can go to that have all my different stuff. Primarily, the YouTube link here, and my the link to my actual podcast. The link to every platform that I'm on, as far as a podcast-wise, audio platform, including, iTunes and Spotify. Still working on Pandora, and then also through my primary subscription service, Buzzsprout, which is also an ad that I have on here. Check them out if you want to start your own podcast. Ooh, I just got something in my throat there. And also, I added up a couple new ways to support the network. I added up a couple of my Amazon lists. I have my music list, my music wish list, if you want to support this podcast and add to the cdhaul segment, I'll give you a shout out. And of course, it's more content for you guys, more for me to look up. And if you want to support the paint booth, I have a whole wish list of Warhammer stuff and models. So, again, if that's something that you're interested in doing, I know some of them are definitely more on the expensive side. But, yeah, again, if you want to get me something from there, it'll go to my house. Again, I'll give you a shout out. And, maybe if you want it to be like some sort of commission piece, we can, work out something additional there. But for the meantime, keep tuning in. And I'll see you again next week.